feel really tired. You know, when you were at the beach, ocean's on the side.
Sunlight on your skin.
Feels kind of nice being out here, away from the studio.
Away from the 405.
Dude, don't even get me started. It is a Friday, evening now, almost.
Yeah.
And we are chilling by the ocean today. A wonderful day to do so. It started off really cloudy this morning, and it is now perfectly sunny. 3 cups of coffee, and we still managed to be this tired.
We had some Paraxanthine coffee too.
Which, by the way, slaps.
It does slap.
In a different way. The best way is probably, what does it resemble? Kind of resembles like a focus pill.
Yeah. A lot of the same effects as caffeine without the jitters or crashing or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like you would hit this and go to the gym? Like take
absolutely.
Interesting. Might not be the right day, but I'm curious to know. I had really bad sleep last night, so I was like kind of like, it's probably just hitting my signals to where it's like, you're not tired. But it's not giving me a boost of energy in any sort, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, are you tired because you're by the beach or because you just got bad sleep?
I think it's because I'm by the beach, to be completely honest. Because
it changes the mood.
Dude, it straight up does. It's so weird. Like I told you earlier today, I don't feel like I'm in Cali right now.
Yeah. It's you were talking about it earlier, like this effect that watching the horizon has on you.
Mm-hmm.
Describe it.
If you ever feel trapped in a sense where you always feel like you're being watched, you can be rescued if something wrong happens. You just feel like you're more aware of the prison you're in when you look at the horizon. And you look at that as an escape.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
That's going pretty deep.
You get me? Like, it's like when you look at the horizon, I just look at it and I go, that's just territory nobody visits. Unless you're, hundreds of thousands of miles or tens of thousands of miles up into the air, you're kind of just like flying by to get to the next destination. But no police, right? No other humans.
For the most part, yeah.
And it feels like an escape if you were to do so. And it feels almost illegal to be going towards the horizon, I
don't know. It just taps into like this part of you that wants to explore. I mean, every single human being has that. Mm-hmm. But especially like back in the early days when we had these big ships, like think of like Christopher Columbus. I know he's done a lot of terrible things, but I'm just speaking on the exploratory aspect of his life. Like you just look out in the horizon and you're like, I kind of want to go explore that.
Yeah.
It's going to be dangerous, but I want to do it.
It's a weird, see, the thing is you tell me to describe it. And the first things that pop up is that you're in inhabited land, or not even land. You're just in a place on this globe where you can finally feel alone, escape. It's almost like you escape prison.
Like at peace.
Yeah. You're at peace. Think of like sound pollution, light pollution. Knowing that if you're far into it, nobody can get to you, even if something were to go wrong. It's weird because it's almost like a hopeless / peaceful.
Yeah. It's a mix of emotion. But like Dalton on our, I think it was the last episode we recorded with him. Go check out the Dalton Weeks episodes. He was talking about how when you're in the city, you get bombarded from all angles. Noise pollution, smells, trash, sight. It's just, it's very, how do you describe it? It's overwhelming.
Mhm.
And you have to learn how to navigate that. But when you come to a place like this and you're just like by the shore, there's not much to do. So you just have to think and just like really you allow yourself to get away from all that crap.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't have the desire to do much besides. And then you saw me. I've just been like horizon and chill. You know?
Horizon.
That's
and
as far as you'll go. And then like you'd be like, you want a drink? It's fine. Like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever. But
yeah.
it's not like I have the desire to do anything. We could just not eat. I don't care, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's necessary for you to settle your thoughts, to really find a balance point if you've been going crazy. It really expands your goals and like the life you want to live without really seeing a halt or a hump in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
there.
Balance. I mean, considering we're by the beach, I think we're going to have a dedicated episode on this, grounding.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, there's just something that it does to you when you put your bare feet into either the wet sand or the soil or the grass. It balances you out. And I think that's a big part of just the overall environment too.
Think of flow. You know how flow we're used to doing with work while being bombarded with things? We tend to find the flow. And I feel like a flow is the horizon we're looking for in the city life. So now that I look at the horizon, I'm like, it's its own flow. And that's kind of why like you feel the balance, because it's a flow of thought. It's a flow of you truly being yourself. It's a flow of not caring too much about things happening right now. And you feel present as hell, dude.
You lose track of time too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you just watch the waves or just stare into the horizon.
It's on repeat, you know? You know how like in the city life, what do? We go on YouTube and we put like lo-fi rain sounds.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
We have to make up for it in an artificial sense through a screen because we don't get enough of it in real life.
10 hours loop. So imagine you're sitting here for 10 hours. It doesn't feel like 10 hours. You can actually watch the whole YouTube video in real life.
Yeah, you're just content. And that's why I'm a firm believer that for me, I will either live by the beach or in the mountains. Probably both.
Yeah.
And just cycle between the two.
I agree. I am a mountain guy for sure. I like hikes and stuff, but like being at the beach is also, it's a lot more peaceful, I would say, than the mountain.
Like when you hear stories of people living in LA or San Francisco, for example, I'm like, how do you do it? It's so overwhelming and there's so much other bullshit associated with it. Like, why? Yeah.
And we're kind of doing it. I mean, I live in the suburbs more.
We live in between.
Yeah.
So we're close enough to it without being in it.
We can get an escape. And that's the thing, is like, you don't have to drive anywhere. You're kind of, you know, like it's weird, dude, because like when you're in the city and stuff, all you can think about is like escaping to Disneyland and it's just more chaos.
Yeah, it's
you
way
realize
more.
that every idea you have turns into just more chaos and just like more of the same type of people, like whatever the case is. And you come here and you do absolutely nothing, and it's just the best time.
It's weird,
the best
isn't
time. It's almost healing. It is weird. So weird. Like I'm down to learn right now and just study.
I like that too, about like any environment like this. I definitely want to start studying more for some reason. And no music necessary. You just allow the waves to do the work. Like the waves are your lo-fi.
Bro, it's its own like waveform. And you're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see how it's going to be when I leave here.
Back into the action, baby.
Yeah. Chaos.
Have you heard that one sound when over here when the waves recede into the rocks? It makes this very distinct sound that I've never heard before. I can't even attempt to make it. But think of the rattle from the end of a rattlesnake, except more rocky.
I can kind of hear that.
I don't know if I can describe that well. It's such a unique sound.
But yeah, rattly. So it's probably like ping pongy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it almost puts you into like a meditative state.
Bro, see, meditation. It's crazy because look, you can meditate at home too. And when you do that, sure, it works. And it's kind of like a good addition to your routine because it balances you out. But it only balances you out to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
When you come here and meditate, it's already meditation. But then like you decide to meditate, that's insane.
You're entering the astral realm.
Bro, I got those goosebumps every time.
Might as well be taking Portal midday. Shout out to our sponsor, Portal, by the way. Use code 2am at checkout to get yourself a discount.
This is a good little addition right there.
Good little addition.
And you know what? Here, you don't need vital red light as much.
No, because you have the sun.
Exactly. But if you're in the city, you might as well use vital red light just to get these and access to these vibes, you know?
Yeah.
You will internally feel like that, which is what's cool about them. You can also save money by using 2am, code 2am on vitalredlight.com. What? See, the thing is, it's like I'm so meditative that I'm just
You're almost asleep.
Dude,
I feel that too. And it's not the food we ate. Like we had jambalaya with shrimp.
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Kara. Amazing.
Yes.
But it's not the food.
It is not the food. I swear to God, it's the sound. And it's happening right now. As every wave comes, I want to go to sleep. And then it goes away and I'm like ready to speak. And then it just comes in.
But this wasn't the case before we started recording. Like I feel very different now. And it might be placebo too, because we're talking about it, but
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of was going through my own thing outside and stuff. Really just going.
I was
And
thinking
the thing
about
is,
my
it's
life.
like there was people walking and doing things. And I didn't notice them until I clicked out of it. Then I'm like, oh, there's people here. What the hell? You know?
Mm.
I am just, I would say, counting my blessings, first of all. Able to see clearer on the goals that I felt like I was stuck in.
Mm-hmm.
And no worries. Like I'm stress-free. I'm anxious-free. Like it's weird.
Yeah. It's a new perspective.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a natural environment, I think it's very easy to detach from all the bullshit you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see the world for what it is. You see from a 30,000 foot view.
It's all BS.
As opposed to just being a little rat stuck in your routine, you know?
Dude, it is all BS. Think about it, okay? This is why I think a country could be a prison cell. Because around all the borders from every shore around the entire country, there's rules, okay? And some rules don't make sense to you and they shouldn't apply to you, but some people ruin it, so therefore the rule exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you believe in a creator, right? And then there's a government playing the creator because they're applying all this stuff on you. When you look into the horizon and you start seeing the edge of literally the country, you're like, there's an escape to all. Like I could be in the real prison, okay, which is called Earth, under the creator rather than these BS rules. And then you start looking at it and you're like, okay, the police, border patrol, the military, all that good stuff is kind of just a squat. Like it's a game. It's
a human game.
It's a human game.
It serves its function, but you can see the ridiculousness of it.
Yeah.
Once you step out of it.
Yeah. One thing I can think of, like there was a debate happening in New York where there was a ex-military guy. He choked out the homeless guy.
Oh, I heard that, yeah.
Okay. And he happened to kill him because he choked him out for like 10 minutes or something until the police arrived. That was his excuse. And I don't think he's going to face anything for killing him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, everybody starts talking about how, like, he was a felon of like 40 years, the homeless guy. And he's already had like a bunch of misdemeanors and all this kind of stuff. And he's been causing chaos. And people are like, yeah, he deserves to die. He did what he did. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, dude, take yourself out of that. Like, let's just let people debate that. Okay. Take yourself out of that. Okay. Go to the ocean. We're now here. And then you look at this and you're like, look in this little prison cell where squads of judicial system people are debating with the people themselves. And then you have police that give their 2 cents. And you're just like, dude, at the end of the day, each one of them is a human being that has either horrible decisions or good decisions. And then you take yourself further out and you're like, all of that is just a game. And I am now escaped. I feel escaped, I feel like that doesn't matter to me. I don't care about that anymore. Let me focus on myself, my purpose, my inner happiness, that's, and I know it sounds stupid to say, obviously, like, you were chasing happiness. We're not really chasing happiness. We're trying to chase purpose. And when you're here, you feel a lot more purposeful. And it kind of reassures you that you're either on the right track or the wrong track. And I feel like if you feel peaceful enough, then it means everything's fine. Like, there's really nothing to worry. Everything that we see is just social media related. Yeah. It's not even people related at that point, because if you really look at your circle, you probably talk to 3 to 5 people per day. And that's truly your circle. Everything else that you see are just thoughts. And it makes that more clear when you're here, So then I feel like the more you do this, it's like a practice of not believing all the stuff your brain tells you all the time when you're in like bombardment, I guess. Yeah.
I like to think about death too, because it places you, it gives you the right perspective, and it places you with the right expectations as well.
Right. Like, death is time. Yeah. And time, like, how you mentioned earlier, you feel like the time goes by. So when you think of death, that's just an endpoint. You don't know when that's going to happen. So then you revert back to time and you're like, damn, time is valuable.
Yeah. It's like when you bust out the Monopoly board and then you play for 2-3 hours. That game is obscenely long at times, but eventually you have to put everything back in the box, and you have to, and that's a quote I heard from somewhere, but I'm just freestyling off of that. Like, all good things end. But if you can connect with death more in the sense of like understanding that you are going to die and that you probably will have no experience after that, who knows? I think that's helpful to people.
Yeah. And you take nothing with you. So what matters? I think that's the ultimate question, is like, what matters at the end of it all? And you start to realize that your inner peace is the thing that matters the most. Right? Because if you're a non-believer in suicide and all that stuff, and you feel miserable in any way, you don't want to, like, you have consideration to not end anything, right? So then you wait for your time, technically, if you want to phrase it like that. So you might as well make it worthwhile. How do you do that? This is the way. It's seeking other things in the world. Like, you want to see the world. You don't want to just see the United States. You don't want to see other cities. Like, you want to venture off and see all the things that Earth can provide you, which is the desert, the mountains. Look up at the sky. There's different skies around the world, dude.
Hence the expression, expand your horizons. Yeah.
It's amazing. I see people on boats all the time here. And I'm like, dude, you're so close, man.
Just go that way forever.
Go that way forever, And it feels like it can go forever. But if you go forever, you'll just hit London.
Eventually you'll
or
hit
Japan or something,
or the Antarctic. But yeah, it's very interesting.
The Antarctic. That is something nobody thinks about doing. I know it's costly, but why don't you make that as a mark in your life, like.
But not everyone is set up that way. Like, going back to Dalton is someone that, like, that's set up for him. he wants to hike Everest and go to the whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to necessarily hike it and do what, but just being there, just knowing that you've seen it, like it smells different, it looks different. Earth has provided you with this, you know, or the creator, whatever it is. But we're hyper focused on like these days, it's the new eatery, you know, the new social event. Social,
the new
social.
shop that opened up on the corner.
And I started hating the term like antisocial, because antisocial doesn't mean you don't have fun. It just means you see the BS within the socialism.
Yeah.
Socializing.
I think a lot of introverts resonate with that. Speaking of like the Antarctic, one place I definitely want to, or one thing I would definitely want to experience is the aurora borealis. Dude, I've seen some crazy reels on that. I've never seen that type of perspective.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely insane.
I've seen some cool videos because, like, you know, other people that have filmed things. I kind of am into that. And I don't know where to start with it, obviously, because it's a different style of shooting. It's a different way of filming things. But put this here. Okay, that's a good goal. Let me put it this way. If you want to see the aurora borealis, what do you need to do? You have to be in the location first.
Yeah.
So that means it's in a pretty unique location that's usually hard to get to because you're away from pollution. That alone is already providing you enough peace without even seeing the aurora borealis. You're just in a place of like, wow. So aurora borealis pushes that wow to like a million times.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine. So
I don't know.
I get what you mean.
I'm pretty sure Alaska has it. I'm pretty sure there are some other countries as well. Maybe like Norway or Sweden or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard like, I want to say Greenland.
Yeah.
You know, like those countries. Antarctica, obviously. If you catch it like during nighttime for the year.
I think I saw a reel of this dude skiing. And he got a great video of it, skiing in the snow while the aurora borealis was up there.
What?
It was just next level, or snowboarding, something of that nature.
God. You can sometimes see it from like your airplane window, which is another form of horizon, by the way.
Damn.
What I always like picture when I'm in an airplane and you're above, let's just say you're going from here to London, okay? So it's a usual trip everyone takes, either for transit to get off to another plane or to just land in London, check it out. But when you're in the middle, okay, and if you're like me, you don't sleep on the plane because you're just wondering what the hell's happening down there. Like it's just endless ocean of undiscovered crap. Right. So I'm like trying to like really like to look down there to see what's going on. Like,
where's the UFO, bro?
What is that? You know, like where's the UFO? That's like eye line right there. Where's I wonder what animals are down there.
The window seat is
people
goated.
Died down there? Nobody knows about it. Like what crazy events have happened here? You know, like all this stuff, right? And that's its own kind of horizon, but it's almost like it's fear with curiosity with again meditation. So it's like it's peaceful, and I don't know, man. It gets you questioning life in general, everything about it, right?
Yeah.
What creatures exist within the skies? Like we've thought about the ocean so much, right? We start thinking about UFOs. We start thinking about aliens. What do they look like? What types of aliens, if anything? Do we know, like, is there one type? We don't know that. It's insane to me.
Yeah, your mind just takes it.
Yeah.
To
and
infinity.
that all happens just by looking out the window. Like, it's just either complete darkness or daylight, and it's just, you just see shimmers everywhere. And you're like, damn, dude. Imagine this plane falls right now.
Yeah.
That's scary. But if it doesn't, what is down there? Like, I want to know. You know, it's like a weird.
It does go to show how incredible the mind is.
Yeah, and you don't think about it. You don't think about gaming. You don't think about anything stupid. You don't think about your phone. You're just in your own human body, just doing human things, like having thoughts.
Yeah,
and stuff. And I think that's one thing I don't understand how people don't relate to. You know, I've talked about this a lot with people, and they just look at you like you're weird. You're like, okay.
Well, I think they're disconnected. I really do think the first step to bringing somebody to that kind of mindset is to just, connect them to the earth, get around nature, go to the beach, go to the mountains, go to the deserts.
But Kylie Jenner wouldn't do that. So
yeah, I really do think a lot of that's dysfunction stems from just not being in nature, forgetting where you live.
Mm-hmm.
You think like, the city of LA is where you live. No, it's much more grand than that.
Yeah. Let's go hiking at Runyon Canyon. But it's too hot.
You're on a fucking floating
we didn't even hit the trail.
Ball that's traveling at like 13,000 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere. Like, come on.
It's fascinating to me that you're missing out on all this experience, the human experience, which is the best experience.
No, I want to stay in bed and sleep in.
Yeah, or like, think about it, man. Sometimes it pisses me off when they lead you to believe that they have the right motive, right? They go, oh, I'd go hiking with you. Let's do it. You'd be like, okay, let's go. They come unprepared. First of all, they're wearing like jeans and then like their fancy shoes. And you're like, dude,
where's jeans and fancy shoes for fucking?
We're going to a photo shoot. I just realized, So as soon as they're satisfied with whatever their phone captured, they're good to go. So they stop you halfway and then you haven't even enjoyed your hike. And they're like, let's go back. I'm hungry. Where's In-N-Out? And like in my head, I'm just like, dude, I want to just sit here and just barbecue some chicken.
You burned a grand total of 50 calories, bro. What are you talking about? In-N-Out?
I feel sticky. I need a shower right now.
Oh my God,
what kind of human experience is that?
That's a level of softness that a lot of people have.
That's the disconnection. That's what disconnection does, I think. Is that
it does, yeah.
It makes you soft to the point where you have to carry soap on you no matter what. You're always sanitizing. You avoid the sun. I'm getting burnt. Like, who told you that? Literally, who told you that? It's one day out of your entire life, right? Probably for you. Mm-hmm. Calm down. You're not going to get skin cancer.
3 minutes in, I'm getting burnt. You know how stupid that is? It's just there's no critical thinking there. But I also get it because it's like the propaganda shoved down people's throats.
Can we blame them or can we not blame them?
I think it's 50-50. You can blame them, but you can't blame them too. Because for you to get to this point where you know that sunlight doesn't cause skin cancer in and of itself, if you approach it correctly and treat the sun with respect, there's a big element of luck there. Because if you grew up in a different family, if you were around different people, and you actually believe that the government had your best interest at heart, you would fall hook, line, and sinker into that type of narrative. Which is why I think I'm very grateful to be able to have a curious mind, because that's the scariest thing in my mind, is to not be curious.
Yeah. You become familiar with the unknown and you don't mind the unknown. And you know that every answer is kind of answered at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you're mindful of that. So that's why you're not scared of the question mark of what's tomorrow, what's next week. Like, I've realized that a lot of people like to live knowing what's happening next week. They have to plan it, They don't go with the flow.
Yeah.
So what does that show me? They don't have no flow.
You know what it is? In my mind, I think they are so uncomfortable with the fact that they are out of control. Deep down, they know they're out of control, that they try to compensate and control everything around them in their lives.
They believe they're in control, but they don't take a step back and realize that everything kind of just happened. You really had no control, If you think about it, you probably broke down and whatever the case was in the middle of having control, and then it just works itself out anyway.
Yeah. And when I was talking about the type of people who just write a reminder down on their Apple Note, that's normal. That's a lot of people do that, and that's fine. I'm talking about the people who neurotically want to plan every single part of the day.
Yep.
That is dysfunction.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're going on a trip, dude. I cannot tolerate it, dude. Like, booking in advance. I'm not talking about your ticket. I'm talking about every hotel, sightseeing, chocolate factory thing that you got to do, and we got to be there on time. And
3:15 on the dot.
We have to know exactly what taxi to no, dude, relax. Okay, you cannot. Things will go wrong that way, and when they go wrong, you'll be so pissed. Which is why flow is important, I think.
Yeah. And it escapes them as to why they feel that frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're unable to let go to what the universe has to provide for you in the moment.
Once you realize you have no control, things, it's like a magnet. It's just, whatever's meant to be kind of comes your way. And it also lowers your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say like you have 100% expectations. You shouldn't have 100% expectations, but I don't say have low expectations either. But a good 70, 65% is good.
It's one of the great paradoxes of life. Once you are comfortable letting go and not having control, then you have control.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. Everything just kind of happens. And
yeah. Perfectly too.
Yeah.
It's almost, it's
uncanny
how
it's personalized to you.
Yeah. It's idiosyncratic. It's crazy.
We live in a world where we are ready to compare ourselves to whatever idea of what we want. Someone else has usually. You compare it to that. And then when it goes wrong because it's not going the way that theirs was going, you start to panic. And that is 100% wrong. Because it's not catered to you. It's not personalized to you. As much as you think that you are them or you relate to them, you're a completely separate entity.
Yeah.
And I see this a lot with students that finish college, okay? They will automatically be like, oh my God, I don't have a job lined up. This is going to take forever. Like, what do I do? I need money. And I'm like, dude, first of all, you're a student. You've always needed money.
You're living in your fucking parents' house too.
What is new, right? What is new? Relax. Second of all, it's the timing. Whatever you deserve and whatever is catered to you and personalized to you will come your way. Everyone's path is different. Therefore, if you neglect that, then that means you are comparing yourself to others in the same system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just because someone had something lined up or someone found something a month later or a week later doesn't mean it's going to happen to you too. Then the acceptance needs to be turned up.
The time and the patience component really fucks with people's minds. If you tell them, look, you're going to have to focus on this one thing, this one specific subject for over a decade.
Yeah.
And you'll have everything you ever wanted. It doesn't compute. It's hard to compute in people's minds who know that it's the good option and who follow through with it, let alone people who can't even see the value in that.
Short term.
Yeah, short term, man.
Maybe this comes from lack of struggle.
I don't know if it's lack of struggle. Lack of consistency. They're not able to stick with anything for a long time.
Or maybe they're obsessed with the idea of wanting to be self-reliant and thinking they're self-reliant, but they don't pull themselves out to see that they are not as self-reliant as they think.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, when they rely on themselves finally, they're in automatic chaos mode.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's weird, but yeah, man, this horizon's really got us thinking about a lot of things.
It's what the horizon naturally does.
The horizon. Bring me the horizon.
Bring me the horizon.
That's what Captain Jack Sparrow said at the end of the movie. It was pretty sick.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's like, bring me the horizon. I was like, damn, dude.
What does that mean? Bring me the horizon.
I'm not sure, but they're a band now with Mr. Ollie Sykes.
I feel like this episode is going to be a meditation for people.
I hope so, man.
I'm going to start watching the waves.
Yeah.
Just vibing.
See how I just checked my phone? That's work. Dude.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Or see, for me, work sometimes is new people saying, hey, I heard you do clothing photo shoots and whatever. I have a line of this and that. Do you mind shooting it? I really like your stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I have time to take on anything. Like every new client you take, you have to kind of sit with them, marinate, learn their style, see what they want. They have to learn you. You have to learn their product. Mm-hmm. It's a whole new trial. Rather than working with someone that you already know of, you already built that and you're past that stage. So,
yeah.
So it's just like automatically paid, you know,
Already familiar with them.
already familiar with it. And lately I haven't had the time to really respond. I don't even want to work with them. It's not because I don't want to work with them. It's just,
That's a good place to be, though, because it shows that you're busy enough to know that your standards should be high. Like if you get to the point where you waste a lot of potential by working with a client, I think that you're in a good spot there because you know the value of your time and the value of your energy.
I would say so. I've been having that thought a lot, actually, about whether or not I should feel bad. I'm like, no, I don't feel that bad.
About like rejecting a client, like not choosing to work with them?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
And it's not because I don't want to work with them. It's just I have to I have to calculate my time, okay, and see where my time is going and how much I get paid. And then see them and how much they're requesting. And I'm just like, sounds like I might be wasting a lot of time without it being worth it.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, sorry, you know. And I know a lot of people probably could be listening to this and just being like, dude, like money's money, bro. You should help everyone. And no, like I think it gets to a point where you know your clientele, you make a living. You also, I'm at a point where I need to live. You know, I need to live my life, and that's truly my work. Is building my lifestyle, making sure everything in my environment is like catered to me and my own relaxation and enjoyment to this life rather than working all the time.
Yeah, and you can't help anybody. It's an impossible task. Everybody, you can't.
Yeah, here in California, bro, you cannot, like, you can work all the time, and you can just live a life of just work. You see it all the time, and then you retire and you get $400,000.
Yeah,
and to a lot of people, you know, if you're short-minded, you'll be like, 400,000 is a lot. Yeah, if you get it tomorrow, but at the end of your life,
after you've worked for 40 plus years.
Yeah, no, I'd rather enjoy my life, because then what if I get the 400 grand and then I'm just like, damn, I didn't live a single day, and you get sick and die? Like, what is the point of that?
And that's very common. Yeah.
More common than you think.
Especially people in like very high stress occupations. Like, oh, but that's a tough pill to swallow. The realization that you might have potentially wasted your entire life doing something you didn't want to do.
Yeah. Only seeing Huntington Beach.
Bro, that's what drives people to suicide. That's how serious of a mistake in life that is. And I think it's valuable to see life as a maze, and there are all these different traps within the maze, and you have to make sure that you are curious enough to understand and know those traps and avoid them. It's one thing to know about a trap. It's another thing to take action to evade it altogether.
It's a weird world.
Yeah.
It's weird because everyone, like me growing up here, we're conditioned to believe that work is life. It took me a long time to obviously understand that. It's not. And it all came with my travels. When I started seeing like families and people of all ages, man, they're all doing the same thing. They're happy. They always take walks. And then I realized they have the time to do that, but they're still getting paid well.
Yeah.
And you look at the opposite and you're like, okay, I mean, we live on the beach, but in order to live here, I need to be working roughly 13 hours a day to afford this.
So that I can have the entire day.
Yeah. So I can have food every day, because if I only work 8 hours a day, then I'm going to not eat for maybe 4 days out of the month.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That should not be a worry. And that's the thing is, like, if you're not working 13 hours, then you're worried. Depending on what job you have. Some people, dude, I've heard of some people where they can work that plus overtime plus graveyard shift.
Oh.
Okay. So now they're lacking sleep, health, like all this crazy stuff. Okay. And they go psychotic. They have psychotic episodes all the time. For what? To pay rent. And they're still not eating 4 days a week.
Throw medication on top of that.
4 times a month, I mean. Yeah. But yeah, throw medication on top. Like,
throw relationship issues because of it on top of that.
It's a loop of like, what the hell? Is it really worth living here? Sometimes?
It's the loop of what the hell.
Yeah, it's the loop of what the hell, you know?
What the hell is going on?
Straight up. Is it worth living here? That's the question I've been faced with a lot lately.
Depends on the person. I think it is. Because your environment is so important. No environment's perfect, but a place like Southern California, it's still top tier. A lot of people like to talk shit on it, but I'd much prefer that over living in Nebraska or some other place.
It is top tier, but then look, like you see it. You need humans in order to function, right? Because you need someone to talk to. You need someone to, share ideas with, whatever the case is. And lately, I feel like humans here have just been getting worse and worse. Why? Because of their stress attitude. Everyone is stressed due to just to stay alive and pay rent and bare necessities. So when I see that, I'm like, maybe it's just a place. Maybe it's just a place. This is replicatable. You can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Pretty sure there's other shorelines.
Pretty sure there's other, and I'm not opposed to moving in the future. It's this thing where because the cost of living is so high, at our age, it forces us to level up and to always seek for new solutions, a new level of income, things of that nature.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunity, especially if you're skill-based, I would say, here.
Huge opportunity.
But it does get saturated sometimes. And there's a lot of upkeep when it comes to that. So if you're I think network or spiderweb connection is bad or very low, it gets tougher.
Yeah.
Gladly we have good network, which is awesome. They're our helping hand in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
They help you move and get clientele and meet new people and do things. But
yeah, but I'm certainly not going to say like if you come to Southern California and try to live it out, it's not going to be easy.
No.
Hell no.
It's a different kind of mentality too. It's very quick paced.
Especially if you're doing your own thing and you're just starting to do your own thing. That is, strap in because you're in for a ride.
Mm-hmm. Like you might have clever ideas, but what people don't like pay attention to is how long it takes for you to drive from point A to point Z. And it's like, it could be like 10 miles, but it'll take you 2 hours and a half sometimes.
No, clever ideas in and of themselves are useless.
Sometimes a business runs like that. Like you have to go from point A to point Z, and it's like all in one day, right? So in your mind, you go, dude, easy, man. If I do this with like 4 clients per day, I'll make this much money. And you're like, it was hard to access the first one because it took forever to get there. And by the time you go from him to another client, your whole day is gone. Why? Because you spent 4 hours driving. You don't calculate with the realistic things that go in. So then you go, damn, I can't even hit 4 clients a day. I'm drained, whatever the case is. I see a lot of businesses running like that. It could be anything.
Do you think that business gets easier or harder the more skilled you become at it? Like the higher you go, I think it becomes harder. And I'm not talking here like I'm some fucking 7-figure entrepreneur. Like I'm still very humble beginnings, but
I feel like you could do more.
You have more leverage.
Yeah, you have more leverage. And I think it all depends on your network too.
Yeah. But the level of expertise you have to have once you climb the ladder, it's got to be on point.
Yeah.
One mistake and you're done.
And as your money rises, so do the bumps. Because now you're dealing with tax brackets and you're doing things that you actually need to understand. So you're faced with a lot of decisions, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're faced with a lot of decisions, that's when the stress comes in. It's a different kind of stress,
Yeah.
And it's like this is the position I've dreamed of, but now it's just different kinds of problems. So, I think it just depends on your, like who you know, what industry you're in. But generally business gets easier, I'd say.
I don't know, man. Once you achieve first place, so to speak, then you have constant pressure to keep it.
Of course. But like, see it from what point of business? It could be like, if I was 18 and I'm thinking about, flipping things on OfferUp and eBay. Okay. And then I start becoming a millionaire off of that. I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, business is easy now. Why? Because I have the credentials. I have built these platforms. I've done like everyone knows me type of thing. You know,
You're
so
skilled
it's
within
easy to
that
sell.
domain.
Yeah, it's easy to make money, but business,
And that is a pretty broad.
because
like,
that now you're fighting other businesses. You know,
yeah,
so like I guess it's tougher in other areas.
there are always levels to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've generally been thinking about like, what if I left here? You know, what if you dedicate 20 years to just stack, live a life that's beneath your lifestyle, just to stack, and then get the hell out of here and enjoy that money, because you can.
It's an option. Yeah.
You absolutely can. I feel like the quality of people is, dude, diminishing here. Oh my God, I saw another one of those. Ford Focus. No, not Ford Focus. It's like a whatever.
Go back to the
Yeah,
405.
Dude, it was like this time it was bumper to bumper traffic, and this guy's like going insane. Saw him fly past 90 on the carpool lane, single rider. Almost caused another crash just because everybody started braking, and he didn't like that people were braking. And I'm like, dude, join us. You're on the same freeway.
But
You get what
that's
I mean?
that's exactly what the way society is set up. That's what it'll do to people.
Like
It'll
God
drive
didn't
you
pave
insane.
this road for you. It doesn't say 405 Brandon, right?
Yeah.
It's 405 everyone.
405 Brandon.
Like, relax, dude.
Yeah, I was in LA.
And in my mind, I was just like, I hope to God it was him that crashed. Like, sometimes I'll be like that harsh.
I've been
my
like
thoughts.
that for sure. I was in LAX yesterday. It wasn't that bad compared to other experiences that I've had, but just like it's literally bumper to bumper traffic, because you know how many stoplights there are within the terminals that you pick
and like
people up.
merging points and whatever, really short merging points.
Yeah. So there's this big ass like Escalade behind me, and I can't go anywhere. Clearly, if he opened his fucking eyes, but just on the horn, honk the entire time, and I look at him. I literally look at him. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Some people just need to be told that.
Bro, oh my God, dude. I can't understand. Like, okay, you put like, a metal sheet called a car with some windows on it. People think they can do anything.
And you're invincible.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
what is up with that? And then what's crazy is that if you actually stop and do something nowadays, 50-50, you might get shot.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's been happening, like 3 kids have died on the freeway
Yeah.
in safe cities. Like, it's just because they're pissed behind a window. We've talked about this before, but it's like if we were all standing in an elevator, nobody would say anything. They would all just have thoughts.
That's so
You get what I mean?
Yeah. You have the one oddball crazy ass who would say something, but
Yeah.
in general, not.
I don't know, man. And then that gets me to think about like, drugs of all sorts, and things that you can take to mess with your reality, let's just say, that would make them that type of psycho ball. Because they feel, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're on like any muscle relaxer or whatever, you start to feel like you're out of your own body.
Any antidepressant.
You're almost like in a video game. Like it's weird.
Yeah. If you look at the stats of high school shooters or school shooters, you'll find a shocking number of them on antidepressants. What does that say about the way that our medical system is being run?
Nasty.
Yeah.
They're crooks.
Not just the medical system. I mean, everything. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have the services. Well, we do, but people just don't seek them out. We don't have them to the level that we need them.
We
to
just need
help
money
people.
from the money pool. That's it. That's how they see drugs as. They don't look. It's weird, dude. I don't know. But I feel like that has a huge contribution to why people are acting this way. Or if you're surprised as to why people are acting this way. And I know what's weird is that we say all this crap, right? And we have people that are agreeing with us. And they're like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people. Well, who are these people? Like if we're all in agreement, who are they?
Yeah. Not even drugs, dude. Like I was doing some reading on sleep deprivation. They did a study where they put young, healthy adults, like people in our age, maybe 23, 24, they sleep deprive them to 4 to 5 hours a night. And after the 4th day, they found that their insulin levels were just as bad as middle-aged diabetics, type 2 diabetics. And they were worse at utilizing glucose. So just sleep deprivation alone can really mess somebody up, let alone all these incredibly powerful psychoactive drugs and whatnot.
And you know how like you're the sleep expert. So when you think about sleep deprivation and like insomnia and all this stuff, a lot of it has to do with worries. I feel, you know, like it feels like your heart is like pumping extra right now. It's like BPM's too high, you know?
Yeah.
You're always worried, anxious, stressed in some sort of way, which deprives you of sleep or the initial state of going to sleep. You always feel awake and restless.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at how everything is lined up here. Minimum wage sucks. And most people that have GEDs don't, you know, haven't been to college, whatever, work regular jobs. Okay. Or they have side gigs going on where they try to make it. And that is its own kind of stress. So remember, when you're in this prison that we were talking about earlier, it's any country in the world, anything that kind of has rules and laws, there's a system being placed. And the system we have is capitalistic. So that means our existence is to help the runner-ups, the big people that are sharing their money with us by, you know, whatever, providing us with this. So when they put you in a loop of stress where you actually have to be working all the time, and if you try to enjoy your life, you run out of money immediately, you know, paycheck to paycheck. And paycheck to paycheck, by the way, is not $500 a week or $500 per 2 weeks or anything low like that. It could be low, high, medium, anything. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck.
You make $300K a year and still live paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that means that we desire to live life. Always. We all have that commonality. But the system is making that pretty much impossible to do. So when you think of problems like sleep deprivation, the system has provided you with that. I think the closer you see that, the more you should be at peace. You should see it as, this is all big giant game. Why do I worry about anything? And if you have a belief system that's backed up by, like, you know, a creator of this earth, not of this country, it's more massive and you feel understood. And here's another funny thing, is that if you think about Queen Elizabeth, she just passed away not too long ago, a couple months ago. When was the last time you remembered her? Just now.
Yeah, just now.
Right? Okay. So if the most popular person in the world, technically,
One
was
of the most
forgotten,
for sure, yeah.
right, was forgotten, okay, who the hell are you? So therefore, in the eyes of the creator, this is how I see it now, he cares massively about you. He is your creator at the end of the day. He remembers you, knows everything about you, has things lined up for you, technically. You know, if you really think about how much control you have, you don't have that much control.
But you do.
But you do.
It's the weird paradox again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can control whatever options you have in front of you. So you control, like, it's almost like physics, bro. It's all a whirlpool, okay? At the end of the day, we live in a donut, okay? Let's just say the universe is a giant whirlpool, and there's a hole in the middle, black hole, okay? When you go around making decisions, you're whirling in these decisions that whirl around the giant whirlpool as an individual. And everyone has their own individual whirlpool. So you have options, okay? So let's just say you got angry at someone, and you obviously have the option to kill him, beat him, ignore him, go to the law, you know, whatever the case is, you have options, right? So when you choose one of these options, that you're either going clockwise, counterclockwise, you're moving in some sort of direction that still hovers around the universe.
Yeah, it depends on momentum.
Yeah. So like the way I see it is like physics, where did physics come from? Who created physics? All right. It wasn't Christopher Columbus or
I have no fucking idea.
Benjamin Franklin. It was just here. It existed. Whoever was first here on this earth, Adam, let's just say, there was already a universe. There was already some sort of...
Or if you believe in a creator, then the creator created physics.
An apple fell. What is that? Gravity. Where did that come from? Wasn't it like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a higher being that's just doing all of this, and we just need to understand it. And if you can't fathom that, then you're scared of finding out, I guess.
You're disconnected.
You are disconnected.
That's all it is in my mind.
So you're led to believe that reality is whatever's happening on TV, is whatever's happening on someone else's invention, you know? And then you start to realize that human inventions are nothing.
Bro, that's the messed up thing. In reality, you're disconnected, but you believe you're connected because you're either watching TV, you're on the computer, you're in the moment doing something else. And that's the most tragic part of the entire experience.
Is that you're being fed ideas.
But you feel like you're on the right path.
But if you think about the creator of things, right?
Yeah.
He's not feeding you ideas. These ideas are already just planted here. You know, like peace at the ocean. No one it wasn't created, you know what I mean? But someone did create the Kardashians, you know, like the whole, you know, at the end of the day, they were just humans, but someone created them into a show. Yeah. And now that idea gets fed into, and then people believe that as reality. And you're just like, no, if you were to just, you know, ground yourself into nature, look at the sun. Like, what is the sun? You know, do you ask yourself that? No. People look at the sun. They think, oh my God, beach, watermelon, like.
And the marketing's deceptive, bro. They call it reality TV. That's one of those seeds that they plant inside your head that
reality TV
isn't real. It's not true.
Oh my God, dude.
Reality TV that happens to be scripted every fucking
I just call it a
part of the way.
A scripted documentary series. That's what it's
scripted documentary
reality TV. I don't know, man. It's just life is interesting, and it continues to be more interesting.
Yeah, we're here for the ride.
If you guys are interested, in like learning more about what even is life, you know, how to stop worrying, how to let go of anxiety, how to be more chill and aware and have good relationships with people and have more empathy and sympathy, how to listen for empathy and sympathy, because you don't have to be empathetic and sympathetic all the time. Sometimes you need to just be logical and, you know, cordial. So
we actually have a new course for you.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sign up with the description below. God forbid we come out with a course.
See, I like that we recognize that as like, it's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, it's
obviously,
not real. It's
no, you know what the answer to that is to all of what you just said?
Alan Watts.
Go out into nature. Dude, yeah, listen to some Alan Watts.
Straight up Alan Watts. And if you look at him, there's some old videos of him, I swear to God, where he won't even get a tea bag. He will make tea out of whatever herbs he has. And he'll grind it and bunch it and then start making it. And it'll be like 20 minutes. Yeah. But this man-made crap is now in tea bags that have microplastics. And then you just dump it in there and it's just like, it's shitty water.
It's like tap water.
Like, there's water right here, dude.
Yeah.
Go filter it like just the olden days.
Well, I've even heard of some people drinking seawater in small amounts. I mean, I don't suggest that, but you can.
Yeah. I mean, it happens on accident sometimes. Hit by a wave. Yeah, that's the first form of boxing, was getting hit by a wave.
First form of boxing. Bro,
the rest is all man.
I have so much respect for the ocean.
Yeah, but
I refuse to even swim. Like, that's something I need to get over. That's a fear I have. You realize how helpless you are in there.
Dude, 100%. It'll take you over. You could be a Navy SEAL and it could still take you down.
Yeah, easy.
Nature's the winner. But yeah, if you're more interested about finding out, you know, how to calm your soul, essentially, to live a happier life with whatever you have, honestly. You don't need tables. All you need is a floor. You need your legs. You know, if you have your legs, you need your arms, hands.
Unfortunate if you don't have your legs.
If you don't, like, it's tougher, but I'm sure like there is some gratefulness in this world, right? So you start looking at your blessings rather than what you want. Look at what you have, and what you want will come usually. Just if you just practice that mindfulness. I think Alan Watts is a perfect example that really links with a lot of the youth. He has a soothing voice.
Listen to the Alan Watts chill step mix on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a great place to start because it comes with like a load of music and stuff. If not, listen to his like long lectures. Some of them are on video too, if you can find them. It's just impressive because he puts you in a different state of mind. And it's peaceful at the same time.
That man's one of the best speakers I've ever heard.
100%. He's not teaching you lessons. He's just more taking you on a journey. Yeah. That's what I like about him. So yeah, I hope you found this episode very chill and beneficial, and you liked the listen.
New environment too, in an undisclosed location by the Pacific Ocean.
I like it. I think we're going to enjoy this some more.
Damn, you even got the sun hitting your face and everything. Relax, Casanova. Jesus.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major streaming platforms. That would be very helpful. Check out our sponsors. We have Vital Red Light, Portal, and what's the other one? Exter. Oh my god, dude! This is how chill I am. I'm just like, yeah. Exter has a Father's Day
Spring
bundle.
sale, yeah, it's a bundle.
Yeah, they also have a bundle that's pretty cool if you're looking for anything for your father. It's a great place to look. Use code 2am for any of those, and you will save some moolah. Without further ado, check us out on YouTube. Tell your family and friends. We love y'all.
We love you. Peace.
Catch you next time.